man, and mostly black men, white supremacy is not enough for some black men. It's about the bag. It's about the money. We're talking about that with Ice Cube. Well, I was just specifically talking about, if we're talking about Diddy or we're talking about Ice Cube. Black men will be like, look, it's white supremacists everywhere. What's up with this money? Which, a lot of women ain't falling for that. Some do, though.
That's interesting you say that, because did you see Jamel?
What?
Jamel had an interesting tweet last night. In that
she was basically like, are black men and black women in a different place politically? Like,
yeah, she was like, it seems real? Like they're very far apart.
Is this real? And it's because I believe that too many black men want to be white men.
What?
Yes, I said it.
Hold on. You're gone too far, babe.
You think you're going to
Wait,
be
what?
a white man?
That's a huge blanket.
You think that money is coming to you and they gonna treat you exactly the same just because you got some bread?
Black men want to be white men?
I said too many.
Too many?
Too many.
I've not heard that ever in my life.
Well, you heard it here on Ebro in the morning.
maybe the way you're wording it, Ebro, is not.
It sounds a little wild.
But you're saying people want money. They think money's going to solve the problem.
I said what I said. You think your bank account being equal with a white man will get you the same treatment that white man get, so you voting like a white man. Too many black men want to be white men. I said what I said.
I mean, that's a nice controversial opinion.
Well, as a white man who wants to be a black man, I personally have never heard this before.
And then he says that. And then he says that. Well, folks, I think Corn's side pretty much sums that one up, right? Look, we try our damnedest not to have to talk this racism shit, right? All this super black shit and super white shit or whatever, right? But these prime examples, these Amazon Prime examples, shout out to Organic the Maze Runner, right? Keep popping up, and we have to talk about it. We just have to. So I don't know if you remember when we talked about, I don't know how many episodes ago it was. We talked about it a couple times, but basically the disrespect of men in society, in particular black men in society. And who said that it was at the behest of our own people, or people who at least claim to be our own people? Because from what I understand, Ebro's not even black. Again, that's a whole nother thing. People who are not black speaking for black men. That's a whole nother topic. Ebro, basically Ebro, making these statements like this, and it's okay. Now, tell me, answer me this, Corn. What is not racist about that statement? For either side, racist against white men and racist against black men. What is not racist about that statement? Answer me that.
Nothing is not racist. It's all racist to me. I think it's all racist. What he said, I can't even believe that. I just saw this video like maybe 2 hours ago, and this video is from a week ago. First of all, and the fact that it just went under everyone's noses and just went totally by. No one said shit about it. Like, the fact that someone that's not even black, you can have that background of hip hop. You can. I'm not even going to say that Ebro's a culture vulture, like a lot of people have already called him before. But you're not black. And if you are, no one really knows. You know what I mean? If you are, you ain't all black. Again, I that's a real deep rabbit hole that again, it doesn't really matter. You know, if you're black, you're black. I get it. But the fact that he said this, black or not, I have an issue with that.
Totally.
Because, and then he doubled down and said, I said what I said. I said what I said. And that's what I told you before we recorded. I said, when he got on camera with Ice Cube, he pussied it. He pussied out. Now, I didn't watch the whole interview. You disagree with me? I didn't watch the whole interview. I think you did. You probably did. So maybe you're right. But from the first 10 minutes I saw, he pussied out. I have to watch the rest to be proven wrong. But at the end of the day, when you're speaking on black men, and because we're gonna get to what they were saying, what he said before, or what they were saying before that, where what Jamel Hill was saying about black men and black women are different, are opposite sides when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And when it comes to politics, I think is what they were saying, right? You cannot speak on, and I don't speak for all black men, but you cannot speak on black men, period. Whether he's black or not, in that aspect, he cannot do that. Because, again, you're talking about black men wanting to be white men because of bank accounts, because of money.
Right.
White men aren't the only people who value money. Everyone values money. What did Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion do just 2 months ago in their music video? What did they do that for?
Oh, but
money.
But wait, they don't. Women don't do that. Black women don't do that. That's what Ebro said, right?
Where do people get? And this is where I get fed up, and this is where I think this is going to be my downfall of whatever kind of success I have in the future, because I feel like I try really hard not to break down black women, but it's just,
yeah, bro.
It's just why hold yourself above everyone else, including black men, which at the end of the day, isn't the moral of the story black women need black men? Isn't that the moral of the story?
Not anymore.
Or is that just like chivalry where it's dead now, right?
That's dead, fam. Yeah. That's dead, unfortunately.
This is the problem here. Okay? Is you have someone like Ebro going on his morning show, his radio show, where hundreds of thousands of people listen overall. Maybe not all at once or live or anything like that. But I mean, these guys pretty much
they get millions of views.
Break in about at least 500,000 views a week on YouTube alone. If not more, when they have a controversial, guest or something like that, right?
Yep. But
to get on your platform and to speak about black men like that, again, now you and I have said on here before, on numerous occasions, if not almost every episode that we have, about how they're using black men as scapegoats for everything. You're using them as test tubes for everything.
Yep.
You want to test out this agenda? Use the black man. You want to test out that agenda? Use the black man. You want to test out the downfall of humanity? Use black men. Now, again, like you said just a few minutes ago, we try to stray away from this whole, super pro black men, this and black that. But it's just when you put us into a corner and then you say stuff like that, the fact that someone that has that many followers, someone that has that much influence, believe it or not.
Right.
How can you come out and say something like that? How can you come out and say something like, black men want to be white men? I said what I said. When you're on now, again, I don't know the other two black dudes that were on, that show with him, but it seemed to me these two dudes did not check him.
The one dude tried to.
Now the one dude, he was like, I don't know about that. That's a great statement. That's a controversial statement right there. You just said something. That's not checking him.
No, he didn't check him.
I'm like, bro, where are the guts in people? Where are the balls at in dudes now? In black men now? Because again, I could now, maybe not the job I have now, but I could lose. Like, people don't realize that the stuff that we say on this podcast, we could lose something in the future based off of just the stuff that we've said before on here.
Facts. I'm
putting myself out there because this stuff needs to be said. No one's out here saying this stuff. No one's out. We saw that this video, that this statement that Ebro made, everybody just let it pass. I'm like, bro.
I didn't hear no backlash from that.
How? But yeah, we're getting mad at Kanye because he wants to run for president. But yeah, we're getting mad. At Ice Cube and 50 Cent. But we're not getting mad at Ebro for someone who I'm pretty sure is not black. And you could tell me till you're blue in the face that he's black, and I still won't believe you.
Bro, you know what? I think what Ebro said was a shot at 50. I didn't even put two and two together, but I bet you that was a little shot at 50. Because he said black men think like white men and want to vote basically for money. And the whole reason 50 Cent said basically vote Trump was for money.
Yeah, they were talking about that in that exact video. They were talking about him and Ice Cube. Wow. And if they did more digging, which obviously I'm guessing they did because they had the interview with them, but after later, it was this week that they had the interview with them. That I'm pretty sure they probably realized, okay, Ice Cube didn't do all this for money. That he actually explained to them exactly what was going on and the reason behind it. Which we again we'll get into that, but
yeah.
Again, the whole thing about 50 is like, yeah, it's like when no matter whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter. If you work, and we said this the other night on Half-Ass, if you work hard for your money, if you work hard for anything that you have, I'd be damned if anybody tries to take anything that I worked hard for away from me. So regardless of race or whatever, I don't care what kind of person Donald Trump is. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. Again, putting this out there, I don't vote, so nobody's getting my vote. Period. My vote. Period. But if someone's trying to take something away from me, and I mean, either way, we're gonna get stuff taken away from us. Period. In terms of money and taxes and all that stuff. But you want to take a much large chunk of it. Regardless of how people want to defend it and say, oh, it's not income tax, it's this tax or that tax. Either way, you're taking more money out of what I believe I should have because I earned it.
Yep.
Period. Then yes, if I'm a voter, then yes, I am going to go vote for this other person because they're not trying to rape me financially. Sorry. But again, you can't tell that to people. You can't tell that to, again, I'm not trying to sound like this isn't Tim Cass IRL. This isn't Joe Rogan's experience. Like literally, like I'm not, for the right or left or anything like that. Democrats do not listen. Period. Now I can't say all of them because I've had conversations with people on both sides, and quite honestly, contrary to popular belief, I think there's a lot of Democrats out there that actually do sit down with people that have different beliefs with them and have a conversation. I think that's just based on the kind of human that some people are. But there are still a lot of people that claim to be this and claim to be that, and they don't listen. They're just waiting for you to stop talking, just like you go back to the debate last night. What did the moderator do whenever they were trying to get their point across, whenever the two candidates were trying to get the point across? She wasn't listening. She was waiting for them to finish. She was trying to cut them off and wait until they finish so she get her own point across. It's like nobody wants to hear what the moderator has to fucking say.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to cut down on the language, but nobody wants to hear about what the moderator has to say. Nobody wants to hear about the moderator's opinion. Nobody even knows your name. So who cares? Like, stop trying to get your own agendas and opinions across. But let's stay on top. Let's stay on the topic of race. Come on, guys. We got to finish talking about race. It's just like, fam, nobody cares what you want to talk about. Nobody cares the point that you're trying to get across. And I'm not saying, oh, do what you're supposed to do, blah, 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 listen, blah, blah. But it's just like, you cannot have a conversation if you don't listen to what the other person has to say. And then you can say what you have to say based off of what they said to you.
Yeah.
But people can't have that conversation. And that blossoms the Ebros of the world. And that blossoms the Hot 97s of the world, where they just get on there and they just start, talking out of their mouths or talking out of their ass about stuff. And it's just like, oh yeah, a black man want to be white man, and they just care about the bank accounts and blah. Ebro, I guarantee you, if Hot 97 cut your contract in half, you'd have a problem with it.
For sure.
Guaranteed. And Pete Rosenberg has no room to talk.
Don't even get me started on
room to talk.
Don't even get me started on Rosenberg, bro. Don't even get me started.
But again, Ebro gets on his platform and says some stuff like that, and no one says a word. No one says anything. Ebro's not under fire. Ebro's not getting canceled. And again, I'm not calling for cancel culture, but I'm just saying somebody needs to say something.
At least
somebody needs to say something. Check him. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, you had two other black dudes on there, and they didn't check him. At least not in the video. I watched the whole video. They didn't check him.
That's the thing about this, though. That what he said was a racist comment. If you look up the definition of racism.
Well, they changed the definition of racism.
Oh, right. They changed it. I forgot.
Yeah, they changed that definition.
Oh, because of an email that a woman decided to write to Merriam-Webster over and over and over and over again until they acknowledged her. As the world turns, fam. That's the programming in I don't know how to call it, like in perfect effect. Because you can make statements like that, which are racist, but from the other that is perceived to be negative point of view, perceived to be positive point of view, and it's okay. But if you're coming at it, or if you're a white dude and you say that, what's going to happen to you? If you at least resemble a white dude, what's going to happen if you say something like that? Yeah, black. Even if it's a man saying it about another man, which again I find atrocious. But imagine put a white dude in the place of what Ebro said, and imagine the backlash.
Yeah,
just imagine it.
Yeah,
but no.
Now, if Pete Rosenberg said that, which we know he would never say that, because Pete Rosenberg, I will admit, he knows his place in some instances. He's learned over the years. I mean, we saw. I don't know if you saw, but again. Much love to Joe Budden, but we saw that. I saw the whole video that him and Joe Budden went at it, and Joe Budden called him out years ago on his BS. So Rosenberg knows his place, but yeah, again, put a white man in that place. Oh my God, I would not even be surprised if there are riots happening.
Seriously,
and I know I'm going far fetched. I know, but I'm exaggerating. But you know what I mean. They'd be trying to kill this dude. He'd have to be walking around with security like 6ix9ine if there's a white man in his place that said something like that. That black men. And here's another thing. This is what really, really, really. I guess I'll take a Family Guy phrase and say grinds my gears. The fact that you're going to say black man wants to be what was the exact quote he said? He said, a lot of black men, or no, he said too many. He said too many. This is what really gets me. He says too many black men want to be white men. And guess what he based this off of? Bank accounts? Money? So now you're telling me that the scale between black men and white men is money? And again, no one's saying any of this. No one. There's no videos. I couldn't find any videos out there about Ebro says this or says that. Ebro goes too far. Ebro crosses the line. Are you kidding me,
dude?
So that's your comparison between black men and white men is bank accounts, money.
Hey, I mean.
And they wonder, man, whatever, man. Whatever, man.
Dude,
I'm getting all worked up, man. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good. That's what makes this cast great. But this is just a prime example of division at its finest. So we're not like we said before, we're not just dividing political parties, we're dividing races. And within these races, we're dividing genders. And within these genders, we're dividing based on our political standpoints. And then within our political standpoints, we're dividing again based on who the fuck knows what. You know what I'm saying? Like there's never an end. It's like a infinitely multiplying division going on in every aspect of everything.
I've said it once before and I'll say it again. It's a never ending game of 2K. It's people are getting caught up in their own mind and their own like game that they're starting to take all this stuff and take it so serious that they're starting to divide. We're starting to divide each other. Period. Off of like dumb stuff.
Dude, I saw an article. We should have actually talked about it. I just now remembered it. I saw an article talking about how I can't remember what state it was in. I want to say Missouri or some Midwestern state. They literally segregated the voting booths, and they had what they called it. They said people of color was one, and the other one was like I can't remember how they worded it, like resembling white or it was like seemingly white. Or something, I swear, and it wasn't a satire piece either. It was legitimate, and I wish I could pull it up because I want to find it again. But I saw that where they literally had separated the voting booths.
You got to be kidding me!
I'm not joking, you fam.
That was Missouri.
It was some Midwestern state.
Missouri.
Missouri. I'm gonna look through my browser history because I need to pull that back up.
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Serious, dude.
I know I'm trying to cut that, but god damn, bro, are you kidding me?
I wish. I freaking wish, bro.
You know, we joke on here all the time, and it's not even a joke anymore. But that the end is coming, bro. Like. And even if it is, I'm glad we're putting our opinions out there because people need it now more. Whether it's 2 people that watch this or whether it's 10 people, whether it's 100, we need to get our opinions out there because people like us are a rarity. And I'm not saying that to big us up or anything. I'm saying that because it's the truth. I'm saying that because stories like this in Missouri, how is this not national news? How is this not everywhere in the newspapers and on all these news sites? You want to know why? Because they're trying to get this over. And again, I haven't made a wrestling analogy or metaphor in a while, but I'm going to make one now. Okay? In professional wrestling, there's this thing called getting over.
Yep.
Which means getting over with the crowd. And hell, you don't even have to be in professional wrestling to get over with the crowd. It's just an entertainment, period. Or sports, you know? It's getting the crowd to believe in your BS. Getting the crowd to believe in your shit, per se, right? Or to believe in your gimmick, per se. Once you get the crowd to believe your story, even though they know it's fake, they know it's fictional, they know you're a fictional character, they know that this is all rigged, you know, quote unquote rigged,
right.
or they know that it's all staged, but you still get over it, and people still believe in you. People still have that real feeling, that real, you know, oh my God, he did it, or oh my God, she did it, you know. This story that you just told me about in Missouri.
I don't know if it for sure. I'm not gonna put it on them yet, but I know it was some Midwestern state like that. I'm trying.
Okay. Well, I won't say Missouri then. This story that you put on me though, that you literally just told me 2 minutes ago. The fact that this is not national headlining news, the fact that CNN isn't storming, to the cameras for this, the fact that Fox isn't storming to the camera. Actually, well, who knows? But the fact that these news channels aren't storming to it, the fact that Twitter, of all things, but Twitter is ass backwards anyways when it comes to,
of course,
news and all that other stuff, which is why all Twitter news pretty much goes a half-ass. But the fact that no one's talking about this, again, something no one's talking about, but is very important, very vital, very harmful, not just to people of color, but to humanity. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This is crazy.
And again, what have we always said? The goal is to redivide. They are trying to bring back motherfucking mother freaking 1964 all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And guess what? People want that, especially black people want that.
Yeah.
Now, answer me this. Why would somebody who has supposedly fought for, whose parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, whatever, people have kids really young these days, why would they have fought to integrate everybody as one, which is how I would argue life was intended to go, to then to then go back to then separating like this is these talking points I'm about to name are touted daily, heavily, and loudly in the black community. Oh, we need our own financial system. We need our own schools. We need our own, recreational centers. We need our own media. We need our own this and our own that. There's a hunger for the separation again. And I don't really understand it. I don't know if it's because they want to, I don't know if it's and again, I don't really have these viewpoints, but I don't know if they want to separate it just idealistically like that.
Yeah.
But then still live amongst everybody, because that doesn't make sense to me, because what kind of world is that going to create? It's going to create a fucked up world, which is where we're heading anyway, but it would be much worse. But it seems to be the idea that's in every person of color's head is that we just need to stay to ourselves. We need to be, to keep our own. You know what I'm saying? And so my last semester of college, I studied Black Wall Street out in Tulsa. I want to say Tulsa, Oklahoma. And back, before that was like burned down and that that horrible stuff happened to it. People want to go back to that. And I want to say, while that was good for back then, because it was a purpose behind it. And it was during a time where we couldn't share the same economy as white people. But now we can. I think now trying to go backwards and try and create our own, I've heard this plenty of times. Let's go back to Black Wall Street. Let's create our own Black Wall Street. Let's create our own, black this and black that. Mm-hmm. Again, having, there's difference between having, your own black owned business and black owned businesses and having them, intertwine, interconnect with each other. There's a difference between that and going back to like Black Wall Street and just having like nothing but, just black this and black, to me, that's the same thing as segregation. To me, that's the exact same thing as the example that you just gave me earlier. Yep. I'm really trying hard to find this thing, by the way. I think I was looking at it through a private browser, and then I had to restart my computer. I think I lost it. Damn it! I should have saved that. I don't know. I'll find it and we'll post it. We'll post it in the as a comment. We'll pin it on the video. I'm gonna do some digging after the cast and we'll post it for you. But I know what I saw. I remember the picture of the signs vividly in my head, and it was a legitimate article. So I need to find that again. But yeah, man. Any final words on this whole Ebro and black men want to be white men bullshit? Because again, remember. I don't know if y'all listened to our Growing Up Black in Virginia cast we did, 2 years ago at this point almost. We said that one of the things that we got called growing up as I don't know if you want to call it a slur, basically being made fun of, was we got called white. You're the whitest black guy I know. How many times you heard that, Corn? About 1,000? A million?
Yeah, a million times.
How many times I heard that? A million?
God forbid I walk around with a skateboard at 13 years old, at Gypsy Hill Park.
Same. or a BMX bike or a mountain bike or whatever the fuck. God forbid. But any final words on all that bullshit, man? Before we get into the actual Ice Cube portion of this, I guess.
No, I mean I could go through again, man. I so many rabbit holes I could go down, especially with Ebro alone. Like, not even based on that, but yeah, man, I have nothing else to say, man. Like, I've said literally all my main points that I need to make about what he said and the damage that